Salam everyone. Welcome to today's session. Before I start, I would like to put my most humble pranams on the divine feet, our dearest Bhagwan. Me and Bro Natesh's topic today would be created to create. Bro Natesh?
Hello everyone. So, as informed by Bro Bharat, that our topic today is about. Sorry, can you hear me? Yeah. So, okay. Our topic today is about created to create. So, why have we chosen this topic? I will be starting with uh, with an example, which is about Zoom. I guess every one of you know Zoom, right? So me and Bro Bharat actually had a discussion, and interestingly about Zoom, that we also managed to do a research is that Zoom was actually created by this guy called Eric Yuan, but that's not important. The important part of Zoom being created is that his intention. So today's topic actually is about having pure intentions to do something to help others who are in need. So why was Zoom actually created was because Eric Yuan, the founder of Zoom app, actually wanted to spend more time at home to to oversee the growth of his children. So his intention was that so all parents can spend time at home to put in more attention in the nurturing of their children, in which they can also do, I mean, in which that they will be also able to do their business or their work and so on and so on from online, from Zoom. So you see, so basically, what intrigued me and Bro Bharat about this topic is that everybody in this pandemic, in this coronavirus, thinks that or everything is difficult, everything is not possible, or everything is just on hold and stuck. But actually, it's not true. Why is it not true? Because when your intentions are right, okay, when your intentions are right, and you see people around suffering due to this coronavirus and the pandemic and the SBB that keeps going on every two weeks, when you put yourself in that position, yes, you become a bit kind of you know like hopeless in doing something. But when you turn yourself into a different direction, in the sense that, okay, is there something that I can do that will be able to help people out there to also excel in life in this pandemic? Indirectly, what you are doing is you're putting yourself as an example to all these other people to also be more productive. Meaning what? To create, to improvise, or to create many other things that can help other people. Like, again, I will go back to this Zoom. This guy who made Zoom, his intention was just to purely spend time with his children and oversee the nurturing of the children, because he did not want to miss any of that part out. Okay, but his intention was just that he wanted to create that and show that even other parents in the world will also be able to do the same thing, like what he wants. But he did not come from another point that, okay, you know what, I'm going to create Zoom, the benefit is going to be for me, I'm going to be making money, so who cares? No, he just purely became selfless. He purely became selfless in the sense that his intentions were also positive. And today, look at where is he? He's one of the richest men in the US. You see,
Yeah.
when you are selfless and when you do something thinking about the other person first and not seeing yourself, that's where you see miracle happening. And this guy is a living proof. Why? Because we ourselves right now, to attend our Friday class, we also are using Zoom. So you see, his purpose of wanting people to only work from home and for parents to be able to oversee their nurture, it went to us to a it went beyond that. right? It's also helping us to get together, to still meet, and to still talk about science. You see, to still continue our normal routine Friday class, but even though not physically in the Monday, but we are still able to hear, you know, all this positive, um, you can say all these positive talks and
Vibration.
vibes, even though it's through Skype.
Yeah.
This is why me and Bro Bharat, we chose this topic.
I think, bro, like
And also, yes,
I think like what you said as well. We human beings are born to this world. It's not for only for our own purpose. Yes, we need to
yes,
develop ourselves. We need material gains and all. But I always believe there is a bigger picture to it. It's not only you're only looking at yourself and your direct person, but you also need to create something that is for the betterment of more people.
yes,
How that you create this new thing is what I think is very interesting to discuss.
right. See, our lives, right? Our lives, we need to have a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
Why? Because when we have a bigger purpose, this purpose will turn into a legacy.
Yeah.
It will become a legacy left by us. And this legacy will be an inspiration to others as well. And this is why we are supposed to be here. Our lives here matter. Matter in the sense
Yeah.
that, like what I mentioned earlier, we need to have a purpose. Okay. And I believe everybody is born in this world with a mission. Impossible that they are
Of
not.
course, everyone has
Everybody
a
is,
mission.
but
Yeah.
it just does not. But it just does not happen at the time you want it. You see, the
Yeah.
universe, God has His ways to come across this at His own time. Our job is always to believe that yes, we are here for a mission, okay, but that does not mean that you wait for a signal or you wait for God to tell you what you need to do. Maybe
Of
you
course.
want to do
Yeah.
something good, but that is not what actually He has planned for you. But still, the main concern is that your intentions are good. You want to do something for other people and not look at yourself first. And I tell you, when everybody starts to think like that,
Yeah.
okay, even though you don't intend to achieve something, but the achievements that will come across you is beyond your imagination. It will just happen just like that. And I have seen it, like what I said, even Zoom was made for some purpose, and today look where is Eric Yuan. You see,
So, bro,
bro?
you're trying to say is that the intention here plays a major part. You mentioned
Yes,
two things: intention and timing. We always
yes,
think that, what, our timings are bad. Why is this happening to me and all? It's all about the timing, and it's about the intention that we have.
yes,
Every one of us is born with a mission. Only God knows what our mission is. Our
agree,
work is to work hard until we realize what the mission is. That's what you're trying to say, right?
agree, yes,
And as you
agree,
said, intention matters. There are so many things you can do, but the intention behind it that matters. Is it you're
yes,
doing it for only your personal, or you're doing it for something else? And I always believe that when we are doing something for a bigger picture, for the betterment of more people, somehow God always helps us get through it. Like God always has our back when we are doing something
yes,
for the betterment for more people. That's
agreed,
what.
agreed, agreed. And I guess even there is a saying by our Swami. He mentioned that, the man's basic nature is divine, and that the purpose of life is the realization of this divinity. This will occur, he says, by leading a moral life, by rendering selfless service to those in need, and by engaging in devotional practices, and by also developing love, respect, and compassion for all life.
Exactly. So Swami says you need to realize this divinity in your life. Once you
Yes,
realize this divinity in your life, everything what you do becomes better because you have realized your mission.
agree,
Why are you in this earth?
agree,
You're not just born to work
agree,
9 to 5, make your material own gains and go home and that's it. There is always a
agree,
bigger picture to here to what you need to achieve in life. And Swami says to
agree.
reach this realization of divinity, there are so many things that you can do. By doing reading, getting closer to God, doing prayers, doing daily bhajans and all, you start having your own sadhana that realizes your divinity. And I think that's the main
Agree.
main point here.
See, bro, also to add on to what you mentioned earlier, right? That you need to have your own you need to have your own divinity in this. Okay,
Yeah.
that means this is what our master has already said. This is a message. That means when he, he has foreseen this, and this is what we exactly need to do.
Yeah.
Because in this situation, this corona is basically, I feel, it's not a punishment, but it's more like, how you say it, yeah, it's more like a homework. you know it's time to enter the point of self realization that the world does not only work like what you mentioned, from 9 to 5 and earning to fulfill your materials, and
Yeah. Of
it's
course.
just not about that. Because we are created in this world as the same. We are all humans, and because we are humans, we need to also we need to have this understanding that we are supposed to support whoever is around, even though we don't know them. Like what you mentioned earlier, you leave a legacy behind. The legacy does not only work within your family or your friends, right? But your legacy is left for everybody in this world, whether you know it or you don't know. This Zoom that we are using today it's going to be a legacy, though we don't know Eric Yuan, but
Yeah.
it's a legacy, right? And it has helped us, and we are so thankful that we have this app in our life that has also made possible for us to still continue our work routine.
And going back to what you said, Swami's take on what our purpose of life is. If our
Yes.
master says this is our purpose of life, I think the reflective question would be is that are we right now able to say with full certainty that we have actually achieved our purpose of life? Do we actually already know what our mission is in this world? I think that's the reflective question.
That's
Like,
the
do we know that we are already
that's
doing the best to achieve what God has told us that we need to do? That's the
Now
reflective
that's
question.
the secret question, bro. No,
Yes.
no, that's the secret question.
And also,
And
bro, like you wanted to mention, see, doing good. Let's take another example here.
yeah,
Doing good things when your condition is good, when your situation is good, it's always easier. Not
yes,
that it's easy, but it's easier compared to doing good while you're in the middle of yourself being in a problem or being in a pandemic or something.
yes,
So see, doing good while we are comfortable, it's easy. But the real challenge is doing good to others, helping others while we ourselves are in the problem as well.
yeah,
As you said, you had that example of that one of those founders as well.
yes. Um, yeah, this guy, I, I almost completely forgot. So I wanted to share with you about this guy, everyone. I met this guy. I met this guy somewhere. I can say 2 or 3 months back. So he happened to come to my office, and while I was talking to him, bro, to be honest, I did not know that he was deaf. Really,
Okay.
completely, I was shocked. Okay, I was just talking in my normal tone and all, and he was just nodding and nodding and nodding. And then finally, my staff came to me and said, "Sir, um, sorry, yeah, but he's deaf." I'm like, "Huh?" I've been talking since just now, and he has not said anything, you know. And so he said, then finally we got into a conversation slowly. So he had someone beside him to do the sign language apparently, but I did not notice that because I thought the other guy was there, but not him. But he was also equally in the same situation. But after getting to know him, so when it was his time to respond to me, he said, I've opened a startup business that is, I think it's relative to coffee. I think it's called Koptul. Koptul. So I asked him, I said, what is this Koptul? He said, Koptul is Kopi Tuli.
Yeah.
So I said, what do you mean by Kopi Tuli? And he said, yeah, in the menu it's all about this Tuli, because this Tuli apparently has many different kind of sickness. So sometimes I don't remember exactly what was the inside the menu, but that's not important. What got me shocked was that he opened up this startup business of coffee called Koptul, and whoever is working in that coffee place are all deaf. And I asked him, I said, don't you think it's a problem that, you have people who are working there deaf? How would they be able to receive the orders? He's like, yeah. And the paper were there for them to write in their orders. But he said, my intention is not only that. Why did I want to open up to lead? Because he said, I myself have went through too many phases of being rejected in my life. And that is mostly not family, not NS, but work. Everybody needs work and they need money to fill in their stomachs, right? But he could not get that because he had to also support his family and also himself. And that was where he made a break to that. I already went through it, okay? I will not want anyone else, or I will not allow anyone else to go through this. And he has a vision of opening 1,000 coffee tuli cafes around Indonesia. I'm not sure about how far has he gotten now. I've not met him for some time.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm like, wow, somebody who is not normal, okay, can still take out his time and not worry about himself, who is also in that same condition, but is worrying for people who is going through the same thing as him.
Yeah.
That goes back to me. When I sat down there on my own table and chair, and I was like, how come I have never thought to do such things? How did this guy do it, being so-called handicapped due to his hearing issue, but me, who is normal, who basically has everything?
Yeah.
I didn't even think so far. That was where that really opened my eyes. Like, wow, this is what actually life is all about. When you start thinking about others and seeing and making other people happy, and not seeing your own returns and whatever you want to benefit for yourself, and that's where your like I said, your achievement. There's no achievement that can be higher than that. Really.
Exactly, bro. So taking his example, it would have been easier for him to hire workers under him who could do the job better than the people that he's hiring, probably.
Right.
So that would be easier. But the fact that he has gone through such a challenge in his life, and his intention is that to make sure everyone else like him doesn't go through the same challenge, the same difficulties, the same rejections and all.
Yes.
I think, see, his intention is super clear, that he has gone through this challenge in his life. He would like to leave something in his legacy that he's creating that makes everyone's life easier. That is the thing that's the main thing of what his goals are. And I think it's amazing what he's done.
Yes.
I think, bro, before we continue, there's one Swami's video discourse that I think would say exactly what we're trying to say. Sis Chan, Sis Gladys, could you please play the video?
What is the main responsibility of man? Duty of man?
No. Kanukane, what is the purpose of life?
What is the purpose of life?
ఈ యొక్క మన జీవితం యొక్క పర్పస్ ను గుర్తించుకోవడానికి తగిన ప్రయత్నం చేయటం లేదు.
We are not making an effort to realize the purpose of life.
నాకు ధనం కావాలి,
I want money,
నాకు ఉద్యోగం కావాలి,
I want job,
నాకు సుఖం కావాలి,
I want happiness,
ఆనందం కావాలి. ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది?
Where from you get them?
దైవానుగ్రహం అనేటువంటి దానికి దూరం అయిపోయి ఈ విధమైనటువంటి పాంచభౌతికమైనటువంటి శరీరమును పోషించుకునే నిమిత్తమై సర్వ సుఖములు కావాలని ఆశిస్తున్నాము.
You are far off from God's grace, and to keep this body, sustain this body,
ఇలాంటి లౌకికమైన భౌతికమైన ప్రాకృతమైనటువంటి సుఖములు ఉండినప్పటికీ అది సుఖములు కానే కాదు.
Is no comfort, there is no happiness so long it is worldly and physical.
త్యాగరాజు కూడా చెప్పాడు.
This said by Chagra.
నిధి చాలా సుఖమా, ఈశ్వర సన్నిధి చాలా సుఖమా.
Is it wealth that confers you happiness, or the proximity?
భగవత్ అనుగ్రహానికే పాత్రులైతే ఈ నిధి ఎంత మాత్రం మనకు?
If you are recipient of God's grace, what do you care for money?
కనుకనే మొట్టమొదట సన్నిధిని మనం కోరడానికి తగినటువంటి ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి.
Therefore we should make an effort to earn this proximity to the divine.
ఈ లౌకిక సుఖములు కాదు.
The worldly happiness is no happiness.
సుఖం అంటే ఏమిటి?
What is happiness?
ఎట్టి కష్టము లేక, ఎట్టి నష్టము లేక, వేళకు తిని 4-5 టీవీలు చూసుకొని లేక సినిమాలు చూసుకొని ఆనందంగా నిద్రపోవటం ఇది సుఖం అనుకుంటున్నారు.
We think happiness means not to have any kind of difficulties or losses, but watching TV and watching cinemas and eat and drink.
ఇది కాదు నిజమైన సుఖము.
There is no true happiness.
ఇది కేవలం సోమరత్వము.
It's laziness.
సుఖమనగా ఏమిటి?
What is happiness?
మన మానవత్వంలో ఉండినటువంటి యొక్క సర్వశక్తులను కూడాను సద్వినియోగపరచడమే నిజమైన సుఖము.
True happiness is making use of faculties of man.
మనలో వచ్చేటువంటి యొక్క పవిత్రమైన భావములను తగినటువంటి ప్రాక్టికల్ అనగా ఆచరణలో పెట్టడమే సుఖము.
True happiness lies in translating into action all the sacred thoughts.
మనలో వచ్చేటువంటి యొక్క సద్భావములను మనం ప్రాక్టికల్ లో పెట్టడం లేదు, ఆచరణలో పెట్టడం లేదు.
We are not practicing those of the sacred thoughts, good thoughts.
కనుకనే మనలో ఉన్నటువంటి ఆనందము మనకు అనుభవించలేకపోతున్నాము.
Therefore, you are not able to experience bliss latent in
ప్రేమ
us.
స్వరూపులారా,
So there, brother and sister, Swami clearly says, worldly happiness is not happiness. That's all just temporary. Swami clearly says that what we think right now in the world is happiness is actually just a temporary form of happiness. It's not a lasting happiness. The lasting happiness, again, Swami says, is when we realize our purpose while why we are being born in this earth. Right, Bro Natesh?
Agreed, bro. Agreed. And also like what Swami mentioned in the video earlier is that all these things that that you know, the only thing that stop us that just really stops us from thinking for other people, you know, it's just that we think, okay, you know what, since we have everything, we're all good to go, you know, that's it, it's enough. That actually comes to a point that it shows that you're not a hardworking person. You're lazy. And what did Swami say earlier? When you are lazy, there's nothing that you can achieve.
Yes.
Nothing, right? But when you start, you know, when you start to think, when you start to develop ideas, and then when you execute those ideas through yourself, because you are being selfless and you want to help, that's where you are hardworking as a person.
Of course.
And when you are hardworking, things really just come across you. It really does.
It's also when you already have something, I think that is actually the starting platform.
Yes.
It's not the end result. That's actually the starting platform. Like, how do you utilize what all you have, all your resources, for helping other people? Swami says, even in our last session, Bro Vishal and Bro Jay said that serve, 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 serve. When you have all these things, yes, you're having good karma, you're born as a human and everything, but that is actually your starting platform to do much more.
Agreed.
Bro, I want to share an example. Like when we always ask God mainly for our own gains. We always ask God something related to us. God, please make my life easier. God, please make me get this deal. God, please, I want to get this. Something materialistic. Let's just take an example of Ishwarama.
Yeah.
Having Swami as her child, the only 3 things she requested to Swami in her life are very simple things and not for her. The 3 things she requested were an education center, a school to be born in Puttaparthi, because the children in Puttaparthi needed to go to another village to join the school. The second thing she had requested was, Swami, the wells in Puttaparthi dry up during summer. Can we build something, a bigger well? Can we have a dam? That's what Ishwarama requested. And even the third thing she requested was, we don't have a proper medical center here. So can we please build a hospital in Puttaparthi for the betterment of the villages of Puttaparthi? See, that is an example of selfless request. You're not requesting something for yourself, even though you know that your child is Swami.
Right. And
Your child is Shiv Shakti.
Yes,
but
and she has direct access.
Exactly. And this, her inspiration, asking Swami all this, is what has led to all the social service projects that makes the name of Satya Sai Baba shine throughout the world. These 3 things that she requested became the benchmark for Swami to building everything else. Our educare, our social care, our Medicare, and everything started from Ishwarama in this example.
Yes. Right. That's like what I said earlier. The person who has direct access and could request anything for herself. She could have asked for a big house. She could have asked for, you know, wealth. She could have asked for everything. But she did not choose for all that. You see, her intention from the beginning, from whatever she wanted to ask from me, was provide the best for people, for everybody, because they are also humans and they have the right to enjoy. See, that is selfless love. You see, that is really called selfless love. She purely just thought about everyone else. And something that I can vouch for, okay, is that I don't even think that a thought, I mean, I don't even think a thought might have even crossed her mind. Or, if I give these kind of solutions to my child, that's gonna create a good name for me, or that's gonna make me popular. I don't even think that was in her thought at all. You see, sometimes we humans, what we do is this. Okay, if I do this, I'm gonna gain this. You see, that's the only thing we think about. It's me. It's everything me. When everything is about you, then where is everybody in this world? There is no one, right?
You actually said the right thing. This is selfless love. Yes, like Sis Sharon has just mentioned in the chat box as well.
Yeah,
don't we have to help ourselves first before others? Yes, we do have to help ourselves. But once we are given by what we want, it's our time to go help other people. It's not that it's only me. Okay, this is what I want. This is how I want to help myself. That's it. It doesn't start there. It doesn't stop there. That's actually the starting point to help everyone else.
Right. Actually, bro, I think we have missed something. Are we supposed to ask a question to all our viewers so that they can answer on the chat box?
Yeah. Please, anyone with any question or any inputs, please, if you have any inputs on the point, please do share it to us as well.
Or actually, we have a question, right?
I actually want to ask Brother Vishal something. Sis Chan and Sis Dalis, can you please unmute Brother Vishal?
Bro Vishal, are you there?
Hi, Sairam.
Sairam, bro.
Sairam, bro.
Hi.
Bro, as you're our national YA coordinator, you often visit different cities in Indonesia to meet with different young adults. Can you share some of your experiences that actually you saw firsthand, that how the young adults across Indonesia are trying to create something for everyone else, not just for themselves?
Okay, so I think it's such a beautiful question. So let me explain. Let me share with you my my last trip that I went. I went to a place called Kali Orang. Okay, it is in Kalimantan Timur. Okay, how I reached there was 3 hours by flight. Okay, I reached a city called Samarinda. And then it was 10 hours drive by car. And it was not a 10 hours like if you drive in a toll. It's a different journey altogether, passing a lot of jungles, a lot of tambang batubara, because it's that area. And to my utmost surprise, I saw a size center, a big size center, not small, a big size center in a village called Kali Orang with a lot of devotees. Okay, it should be around 50-60 devotees or more, I could say. And it was my first time there. I've been wanting to go to Kali Orang for the past 1.5 years, but it never manifested. Only during last Shivaratri I got the chance to go there and meet the young adults there. And the things that they are doing, it is mind-blowing in the sense that there is not a thing that they actually think about themselves, right? They actually picked me up all the way 10 hours by car and came back to the Sai Center, which means a 20 hours drive,
Wow.
guys.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I asked them, what are the things you do here? You know, you are in a village, you
Yeah.
know, where even internet access is very limited there.
Yeah.
Handphone juga cuman only Telkomsel is there. You know, what are the things you do? And how did you know Swami? And what are the things? And the seva programs that they do, it is something to look for. You know, it's something that I myself personally was mind blown, because generally a lot of us think that if we go for our travels, if we go to Sai centers, and if we go to different places, sometimes we feel that we are going there for us to share with them. Okay, I want to share what I know. I want to share my wisdom. I want to share knowledge on Swami. But it never works that way. You know, at the end of the day, when I go there, I come back getting them teaching me what is Swami's message. You know,
So
it
it's
is
the other
always
way
like
around.
that. It is always the other way around. I have a piece of paper and a whole file that okay, I want to go to Kali Orang and I want to teach them this. I want to teach them this. I want to share with them this. I want to share with them. This is how you're supposed to do things. This is how you're supposed to do seva. This is how you're supposed to do things. But it never happens. You know, and the selflessness that they have is sometimes it is unexplainable, right? They don't do just planting of trees and all. The sevas that they do is maybe I could later explain when we have another session, because it's a long session. But it is always like that. When you go out of selflessness, you tend to bring much more than what you want to give. You know, it is always like that. You know, it is always a positive outcome on. It is a tiring journey. It is always a tiring journey. You know, a risky journey. I always tell them, sorry to say, if I'm killed on the way, I don't think so anybody can find me. You know, it is because that is the difficultness of the journey that we have to pass to reach such Sai centers. But the selflessness that they have there, and the devotees, not only the Sayang adults, Brother Bharat, also the general devotees there is mind blowing. So yeah, so I think that's about it.
Thank you, Bro Vishal, for sharing.
Amazing.
I think your line said it all. When we go, we think we want to share. We end up learning more than what we want to share.
It is always like that.
It's all. Thank you, bro. Sai Ram.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Bro,
I guess we are supposed to ask one more question, yeah?
Yeah. Anyone? Here.
I was just scrolling through the participants, and I think we should ask from the Friday Young Adults. I would like to ask Nirti. Is Nirti there? I see Nirti's name there. A question. Sai Ram says, can someone unmute? Says Nirti.
Sai Ram, bro.
Sai
Sai
Ram
Ram.
says,
Sai Ram.
I actually have a question for you, which is it's not very long and also not very complicated, but it's just quite of a direct question, and maybe you can also share. Okay, do you think by doing good, yeah, you want to do good for somebody, but also viewing it with an eye of personal advantage will give you a good karma? And then after that, I would like you to continue to the second question. Have you tried thinking of doing something that will benefit other people instead of yourself first?
Okay, sorry, Sai Ram, bro. I think you got cut. Can you repeat the question?
Okay. So the question is, do you think by doing good, but also viewing it with an eye of personal advantage will give you good karma? And have you ever tried thinking of doing something that will benefit others first instead of yourself?
Okay. Yes, of course. For the answer for the second question first. Yeah.
Yes.
For the second question, yes, of course, I've done that. Like, doing something that will benefit others first,
Okay.
then me. Then for the first question, yeah, I don't really, what do you call that? Sorry, can you repeat the first question? I don't really get it.
The first question is, do you think by doing good, but also viewing it, so basically you want to do good, but your intention is to see the benefit to yourself first. Okay? Does that come to a point
Mm-mm.
that will give you good karma? You're doing good, but you
Yeah.
want to see but you're doing good, but you want to see the benefit for yourself
Mm-mm.
first. Is that good karma?
Okay, so I'm doing good, but I want to see that whether it's benefiting me or not, and whether it comes under a good karma,
Yes. Will you
right?
get good karma by yes?
See, according to me, when you're doing something, it's already a karma, whether you're doing good, whether you're not doing good.
Hmm.
And I think usually what happens is that we tend to do something and we tend to expect something in return. That is like usually what we do. But of course, again, I think at the end of the day, it's your intention. If your intention is
Yes.
good, definitely whatever you do, you'll definitely get it back. Like that. I hope my
So
answer is
basically,
clear.
what it is. So basically, what
Very
you're
clear.
saying is that when you want to do something, you want to see first whether can this thing be beneficial for you first or not. Then from there, it might be beneficial
No, no,
for other people.
no, that's not what I'm trying to say. See, as a person, if you want to do something and it, like if let's say somebody needs your help, obviously you will try your best to do something for them, right?
Yeah.
Definitely when that happens, you will not see whether how it's going to benefit you or not.
Yeah.
You will definitely try your best to help that person.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me, I don't really see whether it's going to benefit me or not. It's more like, okay, that person needs help, so if I can help, then I'll do it. It's more like that. And then when you do that, if again, when you talk about karma, of course, when you know that you're doing something good, you expect to get a good karma in return. And if we are talking about karma over here, as what I know, that whatever you do, you will definitely get it back. It's basically doing it for yourself, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very clear.
And earlier, you also mentioned that you have ever thought about something. You've ever thought about something that could benefit others. Would you like to share what was your idea?
Okay. I think it's just like as simple as, let's say, Nir, can you please help me host for the session tomorrow? If I can do
Okay.
it, I'll do it. It's just one of the many simple things that you can do. So
Okay.
I will not think that how will hosting a session will benefit me. If that person needs help and I'm available, then yes, for sure, I'll do it like that. But again, if you can do it and you think that you're capable of doing it, then definitely you go for it like that.
Okay.
That's one of the many examples, yeah.
Amazing.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you, sis.
Thank
Sis
you,
Sharon.
Sairam.
Sarah.
Sis Sharon, you have a story you would like to share?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Sairam, everyone.
Sairam, sis.
Sis.
Okay, not exactly to the point, but I would like to share a story based on seva that was done in Puttaparthi. This is one of my earlier times, and it's going to demonstrate how Swami sees beyond. It was, I think, close to 42 degrees, and it was as hot as can be. 3 hours later of Narayan Seva, and they said, everyone, there is the last batch. I thought, Uda, everyone, you can go now. I was like, Hare Ram. I seriously, at that point, I was thinking, okay, we're doing good and I'm in party, but I couldn't take the heat anymore. And I felt that I was dehydrated. And I would lie if I didn't have, but by this time, I was already slightly irritated, hungry, and tired. more than anything else. And I would love a glass of water. But of course, that had to be put on hold. The last batch of people came through. And by then, I felt so bad. But I didn't even look at them anymore. Like I was just putting the banana leaves, putting dal, you know, like by the third hour, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Pokoknya, as long as it's done, it's done. That it came to that. But I don't know what happened when it was the last lady sitting down. Without realization, I just sat in front of her. I washed my hand with water. In Party, the water is given in small bags.
Yeah.
So I washed my hand with that and I started feeding her. I don't know what made me do that, but I just started feeding her because she wasn't eating. And after the session finished, like after feeding her and all, I realized a lot later that she was actually blind. And then when she finished eating, she just stood up to say thank you. And then and that made me feel like, oh my goodness, and I was going to complain about this. And you know, it was a small gesture, but it meant more to her. And when I was walking back to N Block in Party to get myself changed for evening darshan, I saw everybody beautifully dressed in saris already, and I was a mess. Mind you, I still did not drink water or anything. And I still remember a lot of the young adults would tell me, Sharon, what are you doing? Hurry up, hurry up. I said, no, I still need to shower because I'm not going to see Swami like this. I went for a shower. I came down. I knew I was late, but look at this. This is where magic happens. I took an extra time to feed a girl, but when I came down, there was a car waiting for me. And the Sevadari was standing in front of the car asking me, sister, would you like to go to Kulwant Hall? And I'm like, yes. He said, let me take you. And I'm like, but who are you here for? I'm not a Dadi Amma that requires transportation to the Kulwant Hall. But anyhow, I was taken there, and you wouldn't believe it. Next to where I was seated was a cold bottle of Aquafina water. And I was just looking at it and thinking, oh, I would love to just quench my thirst with this. And he saw me from the kaca spion, and he told me, sister, would you like to drink? Please have. So there you go. I helped one person extra. He sent me a car so that I would reach Kulwant Hall a lot faster. And he even gave me water to drink.
In the car.
In the car. And that is where I say that Swami, when you say you take one step, he takes another 100 or 1,000. I think he takes an infinity number of steps towards you because he gives and he gives and he gives. That is when you put selfless love in action, and that is when he gives you beyond. And the topping of it all is when I reached, I was seated right in front, and without a token, Swami graced me with his grace by allowing me to sit right front, first row near him.
Wow.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So there you go. Keep on doing selfless love, and it will be rewarded when you least expect.
Great. Thank you, Sis Sharon, for sharing.
Thank you,
story.
Sis.
Bro,
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes, what I often hear is that when we talk to people that create something for the betterment of people, create something for the betterment for other people, sometimes the reply back I get is that I'm not talented enough to do that. I'm not talented enough to start something that would give jobs to all these people or to help them in any other way. That's the thing. But I think the wrong mindset here is that we are thinking how to help other people by thinking very big. That yes, what I need to do has to be able to hire 1,000 people who needs work. It has to be able to hire 100 people that needs work. But actually there is a simple way. If we don't have anything that we can offer to them, all we can do, we can start something small always. We can start by creating love. We can start by creating joy. Bringing a smile to another person's face. That's already part of why you're being created.
Yeah.
You're created to help create happiness for others. That's what I think. What do you think, bro?
I agree on that. Sometimes we just want to go to the extra, like what I said. Sometimes we want to go to the extra mile because we want to achieve something for us. That's why we oversee the small acts that can actually bring out a more bigger effect than what we are actually aiming at. Actually,
Yeah.
bro, we also had a short talk about this last night when we were having a discussion. We mentioned, right, that when you just do something out of good intention and just being pure about it, though it's a small act, without you knowing, the support that you get behind you by God just comes automatically.
Yeah.
I guess this is what everybody needs to know. When you have good intentions, when you're just doing it, just doing it because you want to see other people happy, you don't need to know when is something going to happen. Just do it because the outcome is already set. Like I said,
Yeah.
it'll come in its own time. But your backup is always there. Your backup is never going to go anywhere.
Of course.
Your backup will never leave you and leave you to suffer. That will never happen. Actually, from this is what my take.
Yeah.
And bro, I think we
There,
have another video to show, right?
we have Brother Danny would like to share something as well. Bro Danny,
Oh, okay.
Saram Chan, can you please unmute Bro Danny? Danny Nathan. Saram Bro Danny.
He's still on mute. I think he needs to be unmuted. Okay.
Saram?
Saram
Saram, bro.
Saram. So, given the opportunity, if I could basically create something, right?
Yes.
Create something. Definitely, first things first is I would like to create happiness to people around me. Most definitely. I would start with something very simple, just a smile. As simple as that. I think when people see you smile, it's positive enough. I don't do it, but I would like to try it. Like it's like the question, given the opportunity. And definitely, if you ask me if I have to change something in life or create something that could create something bigger, is definitely to give back something to Mother Nature. I believe that we can only take, but not give back. And that is something we don't realize it until today. If you notice, today we are in a situation where we are confined in our own houses or in our own cities or countries, and for some people that you're in a lockdown or you're in situation like today, such PSBB, etc. for Jakarta, it's really not convenient. It's really not nice, but we take it for granted. Breathing, we take it for granted, but today even our breathing is actually limited because of the mask we have to use. If we have to learn to, if we can learn to give back something, it starts with something very small. Let's not talk very big things like what you said, Brother Bharat. You don't have to start big, start small. That small will create a ripple, and hopefully it'll affect everything else.
Yeah.
That's what I think. If I given the opportunity, I would like to do.
I think you're very correct, bro. There's something as small as breathing that we take for granted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Bro Danny, for sharing that.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. I think even Bro Gopal would like to add something. Bro Gopal?
Saram, everyone.
Saram, bro.
Saram.
Bro Bharat, Bro Natesh, very motivating class, yeah? You can feel that energy rising in, I feel it in myself, so I'm assuming I can feel it, others around can feel it as well.
Yes.
I just have a couple of things to share. One thing is very important, I feel, that is to figure out your passion. When you're talking about Swami's mission and the fact that we all have a mission in this journey of life, figure out our passion. Our mission might be very much linked to our passion. I have known so many people that at a later age in life, when you speak with them and you ask them, what is your passion in life? And they are still confused. It's a question that it's difficult to answer. And I feel that we all should just take some time to look into ourselves and really figure out what is our passion in life, because therein we might find that happiness. And in addition to that, our mission in the mission that we have been sent here for might not be one particular thing, right?
Yeah.
We might have 10 million things to do in this lifetime of ours, and that is our mission. So the opportunities could range. Some people have the mission of creating gigantic super sevas that benefit millions and millions of people. But maybe our mission is to help that one person that could potentially be the motivation for another person to help a million people. So however small it is, however small an opportunity we get, like Brother Danny said earlier as well, don't go big. Size doesn't matter. Swami has never spoken about quantity. He's always spoken about quality.
Yeah.
We focus on one person that we might be seeing every day and feeling sorry for, but haven't done anything about it till now. If we look at that one person and we start there, life might change. And one last thing that I have to say is, at times when we are going through the greatest challenges of our lives, or so we think is the greatest challenges of life. Earlier you mentioned that we need to be able to help ourselves first before we help someone else. I honestly feel that at any given point in time, however our condition is, we are capable of helping someone else. Whether we can only help the person with kind words or with a smile or with a hug, we're already helping that person. And the moment in our darkest times or in our toughest times, we are able to help that one person, maybe our lives will change. That's just a little bit from me. Sairam.
Sairam, thank you, bro. Gopal.
Thank you, bro.
Bro Natish, I think we have a video to show as well.
Yeah. So can we get Chandni to or Gladys to play the video?
We are all here in this world.
కానీ జీవితం మేము గడుపుతున్నారు.
We are spending our life.
ఎందుకోసం వచ్చామంటే తిండి నిద్రల కోసం వచ్చామంటారు.
And if anyone asks this question, the purpose of life, we say that we are
భజ
here for
గోవిందం
food
అనే
and drink.
దాంట్లో ఉంటుండాలి. భజ గోవిందం భజ గోవిందం గోవిందం భజ మూఢమతే సంప్రాప్తే సన్నిహితే కాలే నహి 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 రక్షతి దుఃఖంకరణే. అప్పుడు చెప్పారు శంకరాచార్యుల వారు, భజ గోవిందం భజ గోవిందం గోవిందం భజ మూఢమతే. ఓ మతి, నీవు కేవలం భగవంతుని యొక్క తరగటం నీవు మర్చిపోయి ఏదో ప్రపంచంలోనే పడిపోతున్నావు. నీవు నిరంతరం కూడాను భజ గోవిందం అన్నాడు.
It was Shankaracharya who said, chant the holy name of God. You have forgotten God's name. You are simply pulling on your life.
కనుక మనం ఇక్కడికి ఎందుకు వచ్చేసామంటే చాలా మంది పిల్లలు చెప్తుంటారు,
If a question is put, why are you here?
ఏం స్వామి మేము వచ్చాం ఖానా పీనా సోనా మర్నా.
They here only for eating, drinking, and just moving, dying ultimately.
దీనికోసం మనం వచ్చామని. ఇది కాదు నీవు రావడం. ఈ మధ్య లోపల నీవు ఎన్నో చేయవలసినటువంటి ఉన్నాయి.
Between these two steps, in between, that you have to do lots of things.
కేవలము ఖానా పీనా కోసం రాలేదు.
Not merely for food and drink you are here.
నిద్రపోవటం కోసం రాలేదు.
Not merely for sleeping.
కేవలం చదువుకోవటం కోసం రాలేదు.
Not for education.
కానీ వచ్చిన పని వేరే ఉంటుంది, దాన్ని నీవు మర్చిపోయినావు.
But the purpose of your stay is different, which you have forgotten.
వచ్చిన దాన్ని సార్థకం చేసుకోవాలి.
See that the very purpose is fulfilled.
ఈ దేహం వచ్చింది,
The body is here.
దేహం పెరుగుతూ ఉండాలి.
The body is growing day
ఈ
by day.
పెరిగింది తరగక తప్పదు.
And the body that grows is sure to diminish.
కనుక ఈ పెరిగే దాంట్లో ఈ జీవితాన్ని సార్థకం చేసుకోవాలి.
And as we grow, we should also work for emancipation.
కనుక ఈ సత్యాన్ని గుర్తించినటువంటి వారే దీన్ని సార్థకంగా ఉంచుకోవాలి.
The one who recognizes this truth will have his life liberated.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
Embodiments of love.
అందరూ ఈ జగత్తుకు వచ్చాము. మనము
We are all here in this world.
ఇందులో ప్రయాణం అయిపోతున్నాము.
We are just traveling.
ఇందులో ఎంతలో అలలు పొలలు తెరలు అన్ని వస్తున్నాయి.
We have got so many waves, so many obstacles, so many ups and downs.
దీన్నన్నిటికీ మనం భద్రంగా నిలిచేటువంటి ఒక శక్తిని సాధించాలి.
We should have the strength and resistance to face the challenges.
దీనినే సరైనటువంటి ఆధ్యాత్మిక బలము అని.
This is the real, true spiritual
దీని
strength.
మధ్యలో ఏమైనా జరగని,
Many things may happen in between.
దానికి మనం భయపడకూడదు.
You should never be afraid of this
అలలు
situation.
పొరలు వస్తుంటాయి.
No doubt the problems do come.
ఇహ సంసారే బహుదుస్తారే
It's so difficult to cross this ocean of
కృపయా
life.
పారే పాహి మురారే.
Oh God, be compassionate towards me and
భజ
help me to cross.
గోవిందం భజ గోవిందం.
Therefore, chant, sing His glory, God's name.
కనుక ప్రతి ఒక్క తూరి తల్లి గర్భంలో పుట్టటము, తల్లి గర్భం నుంచి పోవటము, ఇంతేనా మనం వచ్చినటువంటి పని. మనం వచ్చిన పని చాలా గొప్పది.
We are in the cycle of birth and death.
మానవ జీవితం ఎంతో సార్థకంగా గావించుకోవాల్సినటువంటిది.
The human life should be for liberation.
వీడు చదివే చదువులకును, వీడు చేసేటువంటి పనులకును, వీడు సంపాదించే సంపాదనకు తగినటువంటి ఒక మార్గాన్ని మనం వెతుక్కోవాలి.
We should find a proper path, proper direction for all the knowledge that we have, for all the position that
ఎంతో
we
ధనం
have.
ఉన్నదని బాగా సంపాదిస్తారు, చదువుకుంటారు.
Expecting that you will earn a lot of money, you study well.
చదువు ఏమిటి? చదువు ఏమైనా కుక్కలు నక్కలు కూడా చదువుకుంటాయి.
By what for? The simple education that can be learned by birds and beasts as well.
మీరు సర్కస్ లో మీరు చాలా చూస్తుంటారు.
In circus, you watch many things.
కోతులు కూడా ఎంతో విద్యను నేర్చుకున్నాయి.
And you find the animals there, lots of education.
కానీ ప్రయోజనం ఏమిటి?
What is the use?
విద్యను నేర్చి ప్రయోజనం ఏమిటి?
What is the use of all this
దాన్ని
education?
సద్వినియోగం పరచుకోవాలి.
We should make proper use of our education.
ఆ సద్వినియోగం చేసుకునేటువంటి ధైర్యం వచ్చినప్పుడే ఈ విద్యను మనకు సరైన బలం అందిస్తాయి.
The fulfillment of education is there when once we make proper use of our knowledge.
కనుక మనం వచ్చినాము కేవలం వచ్చినటువంటి చదువు కోసం కాదు.
We are here not merely for education.
చదవాలి.
We have to study anyway.
చదివినటువంటి డిగ్రీ కూడా తీసుకోవాలి.
We have to get our degrees as well.
కానీ డిగ్రీస్ తీసుకున్నంత మాత్రం చాలదు ఇది.
Mere acquisition of a degree is not enough.
చదివి వ్రాయ నేర్చిన వారందరూ విద్యావంతులైనా
Can you call oneself educated by merely learning how to read
కాలేజీల
and write?
డిగ్రీలు పొంద విద్యావంతులగునా?
By merely getting a degree, can you call yourself educated?
సుజ్ఞానం సుఖత లేక విద్యలు సద్విద్యలగునా?
Without spiritual knowledge and awareness, can that be education at all?
ఏం ప్రయోజనం?
What is the use? What's its value?
కనుక ఈ రెండు కూడా ఉండినప్పుడే మనం ఆ విద్యలంత సార్థకం అవుతుంది.
When once we have these two, the purpose of education is achieved.
కాన ప్రతి మానవుడు కూడాను మనం చేయవలసినటువంటి పనులు లక్ష్యంలో పెట్టుకొని చేయాలి.
Therefore, everyone must discharge his duty, keeping duty as the chief aim.
నేను ఎంబీఏ పాస్ చేశాను,
I passed MBA.
ఎంబీఏ పాస్ చేశాను,
I got this degree MBA.
డిగ్రీలు దండికి పొందాను.
I have many degrees as well.
ప్రయోజనం ఏమిటి?
What is the use?
దాన్ని యూజ్ చేయదు కదా.
You should make proper use of the degrees.
ఆ యూజ్ చేయకుండా ఉన్నప్పుడు దాన్ని సరైన రీతిలో మనం వినియోగించుకోవాలి.
If it is not practically properly used, all the degrees are
సుజ్ఞానం
useless.
సుఖత లేక విద్యలు సద్విద్యలగునా?
Without this spiritual knowledge and awareness, can you call it a true education?
ఇవన్నీ కేవలము పేపర్లో ప్రింట్ వేసినట్టుగా ఉంటాయి.
That's all amount to paper degrees printed.
కానీ ఇది కాదు. మనం ఆ పేపర్ది పే ఇన్ ఫర్ నా జీవితం లోపల ఆ యొక్క పే చేయాలి మనం ఈ చదివినటువంటి దాన్ని.
And therefore, it should be imprinted in our heart, paid for in our heart within.
దీన్ని అప్పుడే మనం సార్థకం అవుతుంది.
Then only education purpose is realized.
కనుక మనం వచ్చినటువంటి దీన్ని ఏమిటో అనేటువంటి దాన్ని గుర్తించాలి.
So we must recognize the fact why we are
ఈ
here.
గుర్తించుకునేటువంటి ఒక శక్తి ఒక మానవునికి మాత్రమే ఉన్నది.
It's only mankind that can be aware of the purpose of life.
ఏదో వచ్చినాము, సంపాదించాము, బ్యాంకుల్లో పెట్టాము, పిల్లల్ని చదివించాము, పిల్లల్ని ఫారెన్ పంపించాము, అన్ని చేశాము.
Having been born, one is educated well, has taken care of the family, sending their children abroad with
ఇంత
money in the
మాత్రం
bank.
కాదే.
That's not enough.
ఇంకా ఉన్నావు నీ ప్రపంచంలో.
You are still here.
కట్టకడపటి వరకు కూడా నువ్వు శాంతిని పొందాలి.
Till the end you must enjoy peace.
దీనివల్ల నేను ఆనందం అనుభవించాను అనేటువంటి ఒక నిశ్చయము తెలియాలి.
You should aspire that state of bliss.
కనుక మనం వచ్చినటువంటి ఎందుకు దాన్ని నిరంతరం కూడా మనం మర్చిపోకుండా ఉండాలి.
Therefore we should never forget the purpose of life, why you are here.
Okay. That was a amazing video by Swami. Really inspiring and really gave a lot of positivity, bro. What do you think?
I think it was really amazing. Swami actually
Yes.
answered all what we said. Like
Yes.
what is
I was
important in
about to
life.
say that. Right. I was about to say that as well. Okay. And actually, I would like to give a takeaway for everybody who is still here. It's basically like more of a task, I can say, but in school words it's called homework. So what me and Bharat had what me and Brubharat had planned out is that we would want everyone to take some time over the weekend, okay, just take a weekend and think of a bigger picture or actions or goals that can have a positive ripple effect on others. You don't have to share this with anyone. It's just for all of you. That includes me and Brubar as well. This is also like a task for us to to be able to be more productive, and also to conclude our topic today, that we are created to create something. And also to add on to that, like what bro Gopal also said earlier, you don't have to do it so big that can have an effect to the whole world. One person is also enough. That is also an achievement. It's a great achievement that that is incomparable to anything else. So again, I will repeat, the task is, we would want all of you to think of a bigger picture or actions or goals that can have a positive ripple effect on others. So please take note of the task. And Bro Bharat, I hand it over to you for the conclusion.
Saram, to conclude, we would like to say that we are created to create the true us, which is the divine us. We are all here for a purpose. Our previous karma justifies the lucky position that we are in right now, while what we create now is going to be our next karma. Start small with baby steps, start creating a difference, create a joy, happiness for others. The main thing, bro, is that we need to start creating today. Jai Sai Ram.
Agreed.
Back to you, Chandani.
Sairam, Bro Bharat and Bro Natesh, thank you so much for a very inspiring and very insightful session. I'm sure that has inspired a lot of young adults who's present in the call today. A few announcements before we wrap up for tonight. There is a seva that is happening in a couple of minutes, at 9 p.m. that is focused on food distribution. This seva is done in protocols and following very, very strict health protocols. The other announcement is the National Young Adults has requested a collection of database for all the YAs. So if you have not filled out the form, please do fill it out as soon as possible. There is also an International Ladies' Day offering that is being hosted by the International Young Adults team. If you would like to participate in this or would like to know more, please contact Sister Angel or myself, and we will be able to share more information about this. For next week's study circle session will be done by Sister Angel, Sister Niti, and Sister Raki. And the last announcement for this week is we are celebrating Shirdi Sai Baba's birthday that is happening this Sunday with 2 bhajan sessions. The first is happening at 6:15 to 7:30 a.m. and the next one will be at 7 p.m. in the evening. Please do contact your wing coordinators if you've got any questions regarding those sessions. That's all from me. We will end the session with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Sairam.